Warning: the contents of tonight's episode contains strong language and may not be suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Around the Ropes radio show. Here are your hosts, John Blaine, Ray from Boston, and Jay. Woo! With special guest appearances by Kevin Wilson. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Simply Green.
1, 2, 3.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Around the Ropes radio show right here on the Around the Ropes YouTube channel. Guys, hopefully everybody had a good weekend. We had another week going here, another week of pro wrestling at hand. Guys, we got a lot to get to tonight. I feel like I've been saying that a lot for the last 5 years, but yeah, no, it's true. We got fallout from basically every major wrestling company you can think of, including NWA, because, boy, things are really picking up there right now. We also have stuff coming out from WWE as we're on the road to the Night of Champions, the end of this month. Actually, if I think correctly, in about 2 weeks now, over in Saudi. So we got that coming up as well. We got so much coming up for you guys. Of course, guys, we continue our series of the road to the 2026 Hall of Fame class for the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame. Obviously, you guys know we are a media partner of them. Coming up tonight on the show is the one and only Steve Montana. He is a 34-year vet in this industry who turned actor, so we're definitely going to talk about that. And so much more. But guys, let's actually get to the comment section here first, because this is how you guys know you can interact with us. Fan of the show. I gave him, I would say friend of the show at this point. I think he's he's not really a fan. He's more of a friend of the show at this point. David checks out on the Facebook side of things. Hey, buddy. What's going on, David? I'm glad to see you are watching us as you have been doing for the last 5 years. But, David, I'm actually glad you're here right now, because I mentioned this earlier today in the Facebook post that we got a pretty big announcement to come. And I'm going to set this up right now. Many of you guys know, obviously, we were celebrating 5 years of Around the Ropes this year. And if you guys know the backstory, you guys know a lot of the trial and tribulations that the show has gone through. There's been more moments than I bear to count as far as what, as far as not even know if the show is still going to be in existence anymore. And this is something, so the last couple of, there you go, the last couple or so months, we've really made an improvement. And obviously a lot of it is because of the team we have here, which is a great group of guys. I don't like that background. That one, there we go. But like I said, guys, we have a lot of, we've been through a lot on the show. What's going on, Mitch? How you been, buddy? Yes, David, we definitely have, my friend. Yeah, I mean, David, you've been there through basically every incarnation of the show, and believe me, Mitch, I get that. Trust me, I totally get that. But heal up, though. But David, back to you for a second. Yeah, you've been there through all incarnations of the show, through the highs and the lows, really. And guys, this is another high. Obviously, like I said before, yes, Mitch, I did hear about Conan. I'm definitely going to get into that a little bit later on tonight. But, guys, I teased this earlier. I'll give you my reaction to this. But, guys, without further ado, here is the big announcement coming from the independent St. Louis Hall of Fame. Yes, guys. In case you listen to this later on the podcast side, basically the announcement is Around the Ropes will be a part of the pre-show for the 2026 Hall of Fame induction ceremony for the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame, where all these guys that we've had on the show the last couple of weeks, including our guest tonight, Steve Montana, will be inducted. So to be included in a pre-show for a Hall of Fame that has been around now basically not that much longer than we've been around, it's an honor. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. And what's weird to say is the fact that we are the East Coast affiliate. And I always say this line to everybody. What got us to this dance is being consistent, not giving up. And that shows it right there. And it's with you guys helping us that it has been incredible. I mean, guys like David, guys like Mitch, I'm going to go down the list, Mark, Billy, everybody who's commented in the comment section in the last 5 years, to all the co-hosts who have been a part of this journey. And we go back to the beginning of it with Costa, Cy, Kevin Wilson. Yes, he actually was a co-host at one point. Ray was also, who don't know what's wrong with him right now, but we got all these guys who've been a part of the show. Ryan Peterson is another name. I might be the one who started this show in November of 2021, but this isn't just me. This is everybody has helped in one way, shape, or form. If it was giving me advice as far as what to do with the show, or if it was, hey, try this, and that's never going to change. As long as I have air in my lungs and I have a heartbeat, the show's going to continue. Me talking about pro wrestling is going to continue. But I just wanted to, just want to make that announcement. And I want to thank, again, the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame for allowing us to be a part of this journey, allowing us to be, a part of this ride for 2026. And who knows what the future is going to hold. But let me bring him in now. He is I don't know how great a mood he's going to be in after last night's game here, but let's bring him in. The one and only Jay.
Here he is, everybody. What's going on, Jen? I'm always in a good mood. I should not be in a good mood after last night, but I am always in a good mood. Ron, how are you? Horrible last night. Horrible. Very horrible for the city of New York. It's okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would almost be more concerned if they would have won after what we saw them do when they lost.
First of all, I never see so many corrupted referees in my freaking life in New York City. I thought they were for us. I thought we were together. Tough NYC. We stand as one, and we did not stand as one. That referee definitely screwed us a few times. I don't know where you get flagrant calls. I don't know where you get this, but Jesus, we couldn't get a break last night.
You know what's funny? I'll put it to you this way. We may have lost the game last night, but we still got the series.
Still got that series tomorrow night. It's going to be a big night in New York City. I just want to tell all my New York Knicks fans out there, please you don't need to fight against each other. 21 people got arrested last night right there by Bryant Park, a big fight. I don't know if you saw it, John. It's all over social media. It's ridiculous. Knicks fans are fighting against Knicks fans. This is the most ridiculous thing. We're supposed to be together. We're supposed to stand as one fight, God damn it. And we're not doing that. We're fighting each other. It's horrible. It's truly horrible.
It's funny. Obviously, we'll get back into wrestling stuff here in a second.
Always good to see you, David. Always good to see you, my friend. What's up? What's going on, chat? We want to talk to you. Mitchell, where you at, buddy? I don't see you. What's going on?
Well, no, what I was going to say is the rapper Fat Joe had a great line maybe last week he said it. He said, ever since the Knicks have been on this run, he said, he has never seen New York so united.
Till we lost.
Yeah, of course, till we lost. That was all.
Until we lost, we were ununited at Bryant Park.
Yeah. But actually, Jay, you know what's funny? If everything works out tonight, you're actually going to be part of the interview tonight.
I don't know. I hope so, my friend. I'm trying to have a positive vibe, which I should not have.
Well, Jay,
I'm trying to be.
We're talking to, in about 15 minutes, a wrestler turned actor.
We're gonna have one of the living legends. I hope everybody's paying attention to what Jay said. This guy is a living legend, a wrestler turned actor. That's really rare to see because not a lot of wrestlers, I think, in my opinion, want to be actors. But this guy truly got into it, pursued it, went all in. I mean, I truly can't wait for this guy to come out in a few minutes.
He's gonna be coming on at 8:30. But I want to get your thoughts. Obviously, you hopped in right after we made the announcement. Did you get a chance to see the announcement?
Oh, it's a big announcement. Big announcement. Last night was a little crazy.
So good. Around the Ropes is going to be part of the pre-show for the 2026 Hall of Fame.
Yes. You can't see my arms, folks, but damn, it feels good. Wow.
Yeah, that
was big.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. We'll play the video a little bit later, but again, in case people didn't see it, but yeah. But let's get some of the comments here.
Shoot the comments.
Mitch says we need to lead by example and not to follow what Philly did. Yeah, at least we're not going to throw snowballs at Santa.
We'll see.
David says, always great to see you, Jay.
Yes, as well as everybody, even though I really physically can't see, but it's always good to see comments by you guys.
But I want to get, before we have Steve join us, I want to get a little bit into NWA. Obviously, it was announced today, NWA is returning to the 2300 Arena this summer for the NWA 78.
It's awesome.
And we had the Crockett Cup. Not the Crockett Cup. We had, this past weekend, we had Hard Times. And we found out, obviously, maybe right after we got off air, a couple of days after we got off air, because we went through the whole card. And I think, Jay, you mentioned last week, there was one name that we didn't mention. Silas Mason, your current champion. And we were like, okay, who's he going to face? Obviously, lo and behold, we found out he faced Kerry Morton.
Must have been great.
And I'm just going to say this right now. Right now, if I look at what the NWA has done overall, there's two storylines that I'm very interested to see how they go with. And it's Kerry Morton stabbing Silas Mason in the back. And it's Brian Idol and Mike Mondo. Yes, the same Mike Mondo.
Yes, I saw clips of that Mondo. Yes, I did. That's interesting.
With him and when you got stuff like that, that's when I like pro wrestling because they blur realism and sports entertainment.
And NWA gives people a chance. Oof, we don't see that a lot in wrestling.
No, and that's what, and I like though, and I like the fact that they're given. I mean, they basically had it. They had last week on last week's episode. They had I think it was a fatal 5-way for the NWA TV title, and the winner of it was a wrestler by the name of Misery.
Get that name, the Misery.
But I mean, even stuff like that. I mean, look at all these guys who are making a name for themselves or making a comeback because of the NWA. I mean, if you think about it, we mentioned before Mike Mondo, Mikey. If it wasn't for NWA, who knows what he'd be doing right now? I'll give you another example. Part of the team that is the Slime Balls, Carson Drake, and Carson Drake, Mike Mondo is Damien Sandow.
Oh, really?
But it's the same thing. But it's the same thing though. That it's like you're seeing these guys who 5-10 years ago, when it came to WWE, were basically low mid card at best.
Do you feel they were deserved to be low mid card or higher?
Oh, I thought out of the two names I mentioned, I think if you would have gotten the Mike Mondo that we're seeing now in WWE, I couldn't see him going for a world heavyweight title right away. I could see him being not a mainstay, but I could see him being a big part of the IC title picture very easily. And I feel like Damien Sandow, I feel like WWE kind of screwed the pooch with that a little bit.
I heard something along the lines of mainstream guy.
What happened? You kind of cut out there for a second.
I heard something along the lines that you kind of had some technical difficulties. A mainstream guy, is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, the thing with Damien Sandow is I felt like they made
maybe some technical difficulties on there. What?
Hold on, Jake, can you hear me?
I can hear you in and out most of the time, and most of everybody can do the same. But I could fill in the blanks.
All right. Well, maybe let me.
I mean, you give a guy like Damien Sandow a chance. That's good.
Hold on, Jake. Keep
I feel
talking.
like he got a chance.
I'm gonna hop back in.
Yeah, I feel like Damien Sandow had his chances. I mean, let's face it. We gave him Money in the Bank briefcase in WWE. We didn't see him as the top guy, and we cut him out. Moving on to TNA, we saw him as one of the ties, and we cut him out. We gave him opportunity after opportunity, and we're now giving him another opportunity in NWA. Is he going to succeed? Does Jay think he's going to rock and roll? Yeah. I mean, right? If I worked in WWE for so many years, if I got developed there in that system, I could knock it out of the park too. But does that mean, can I be taken serious as a main eventer? It's a totally different level. I know our guest, Steve Montana, is going to talk about it, but it's a totally different level, and you have to really be dedicated. And I don't know. I feel like every time I see Damien Sandow, even though he's getting opportunity after opportunity in NWA, I feel like it's the same thing. I feel like you need to branch out a little bit.
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you live, baby. Okay, you live.
But what we were saying before with Damien Sandow, I feel like if WWE, you gotta remember when he was doing all that stuff with Miz, and he was like Miz's stunt double. Yeah, yes, I loved it. I thought it was some of the most comical stuff out there.
Then you started not to love it.
But no, right. But if you remember at that point, I think that was he got popularity. That was WrestleMania 31. If you remember, they're out in San Francisco for that one. And all of a sudden,
I remember he was at WrestleMania basically copying every Miz's move.
Yeah, but I remember then right at the end, he went to go turn on Miz. And it really,
I thought they had momentum against him.
Yeah, but obviously they felt like they didn't. I mean, you look at what they've done in the NWA. I feel like they give these guys a second, third, fourth, fifth, and so chance. And I mean, some of them really do well, and some of them
10
unfortunately don't. But
or the same repetitive stuff you've seen 12 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, the one thing also.
Just saying.
But the thing also what I like with what NWA is doing is they're making every title mean something.
It's good. That's what it's supposed to be.
Where we've seen it before, where we see these guys who are like, should we, for example, when you look at some of these titles in NWA, it's like, yeah, people are excited for them because of how they're pushed, how they're used, and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Now they just got to be a little more national so I could see them all the time on TV. That's all Jay wants to see. Wants to see more wrestling. Wrestling's fun. I don't have a chance to see NWA so many times. A little difficult.
You know what, actually? Jay, I forgot one thing.
You forgot.
For people who may want to chime in and want to be heard on the air.
There you go. You want to be heard on the air. John just dropped the link, y'all. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you thought of this past week in wrestling. Let us know if you even thought about the Knicks. Jesus, let's not talk about that. But let's keep it wrestling. Let's keep it real. Jay wants to hear you. Please hit that link and we will get you in. We will answer your questions. We will talk about what you feel is the most to talk about in this week's Past Pro Wrestling. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And last night was a lot too because Jay think that WWE did something right last night, but we'll get all into that a little later. But we want to hear what you guys got to say.
No, absolutely, guys. Like I said, that's how you basically do it. Just bear with me 1 second because there's one other thing I want to just mention since we're talking NWA here, and I think it's rightfully so to not make this announcement because we didn't make it last week through social media, but to kind of make a formal announcement now on air. So if you just bear with me a mere 2 seconds, I will have it uploaded and ready to roll.
If anybody don't know John, he's full of announcements. He loves it.
Like I said, guys, we always love talking, certain things, and we are now pleased to announce that we're sort of expanded a little bit here, Jay. I have to figure out a start date, but joining the crew in his own segment, your current NWA photographer.
Oh, man.
Jason Zupardi, and a new segment we're calling A Capture of the NWA.
And guys, you don't want to miss this guy segment. This guy is freaking awesome. Jay did an interview with him with John about a few months back, and boy, this guy knocked it out of the park. This guy was very interesting. This guy had interesting photographs of everybody you could even think of. But you don't want to miss it, folks. And this is just huge. This is huge. Independent, Jason. I'm losing my mind already, and it's not even game 4. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, guys. So Jason Zupardi will be part of the crew, and we'll have his own monthly segment. And I figure, what better way to talk NWA than the guy who's literally on the sideline,
watching it,
watching it, and he was at Hard Times, and he was at the anniversary show.
Awesome.
And I've said this before. I said this to him. One of the best photographers in the entire game.
Yeah. I mean, look at him. He's cool as hell in that photograph. Jesus, I wish I had some shades like that. Jesus.
Again,
my own eyes.
Now, but here's the thing, though. I'm not sure if this is going to be part of this show or this could be a separate show altogether.
Well, altogether, folks, he's going to have a show in a segment about NWA. And if you want to talk about professional wrestling at its best, people that are getting opportunities, this guy is it.
Yeah. But you also have to realize one thing, though. NWA, you can see now they're on Comet TV.
I don't have that, though. I'm trying my best. Jay's trying. He's trying in many ways.
Let's go to the comment section here. David says titles should mean something. They shouldn't become like what we call in England the Mickey Mouse titles, like the old hardcore and 24/7 titles in WWE.
The Mickey Mouse. Now, that is something that Jay never heard in his entire life. The Mickey Mouse. Heard of the Mickey Mouse show, but the titles is oof.
Never heard that, but again, that's what I love with NWA though, is the NWA makes every title. Doesn't matter if it's the World Heavyweight title, the television title, whatever title is, makes it important. And also, what I like now what they're doing, because we were talking before about Silas Mason. If you look at the history since Billy Corgan brought back the NWA Power, which was like 2017, 2018.
Yes, sir.
Silas Mason is the first homegrown talent to hold that title. Think about it for a second. Because think about who's held that title before him since Billy Corgan took over the company.
Trevor Murdoch.
Tyrus, EC3, Nick Aldis, Tom Latimer. We've had Matt Cardona. And the thing is, with every one of those guys, they've all had popularity outside of NWA.
They did. They truly did. But I will give Billy Corgan some credit. He did make some stars and gave him some shine that are now in WWE. One is Ricky Sain and one is
yeah,
or Eli Drake, if you want to say.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, one of my best memories I have of NWA, and I'll always say this, was when they first came back in 2017. And I remember this is when they were on YouTube still.
That's when it was easier to watch.
But what I always love though is, I don't know if you remember their entrance, their theme song they had that first season they came back. It was Into the Fire.
Yes, sir.
I still have that on my playlist now.
Not a bad song.
No, but like I said, definitely if you can, go support the NWA.
Please do.
They have some great stuff. Actually, while we got a few minutes to kill here before,
and they don't have no Mickey Mouse titles, but there's only one title that gets disrespected in the main scene, not in the independent scene, the main scene, and that's the tag team titles. Jesus.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get to that.
How disrespectful it is. It's become a living joke for Jay. Oh my God. Every time I see a tag team on WWE, I just want to turn it off. It's always the same thing. A bunch of tag teams that don't even mesh together. Jesus, makes no sense.
No.
What are you doing to Jay's eyes? Why do you think these personalities would work out? So what if they're top stars, got nothing to do with them? Jay don't want to see them as a tag team, and Jay don't certainly want to see them tag team past WrestleMania. Example, Charlotte and Bliss. Oh my God. I have to do the betrayal on that one, folks. Jesus, we're waiting 2 years now for the betrayal.
It's going to happen. Coming up this week on NWA Power. A lot of good action we got this week. We got Damien Finier taking on Bones or Gilroy. Yeah, interesting one we got here. Oh, this one's going to be a good one. Tyler Franks with him backing him up as a little team. You might have heard of them, called Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox.
Good evening, Death Wire. What's going on, brother? Yeah, it sounds like a good car they have on every show. Now, here's the question. Is the show an hour or 2 hours?
I think an hour.
Not bad.
And then they're taking on Carson Drake. Also in action, Tom Latimer takes on Cristiano Argentino, and actually, hopefully he'll be guesting the show soon.
I swear, I thought you were going to say Cristiano Ronaldo. I was going to be like, what the hell is going on?
We're also being Gary Morton.
Everybody's getting a fair opportunity.
And also the NWA World Women's Tag Team titles will be on the line as well. So a lot of action again. It all goes down Saturday.
I like that.
4 p.m. Eastern on Comet. If you can search for it, you will definitely find it. Or just catch it on you'll find it. And we'll try to do our best on our social media to direct people the best way they can to watch it. Let's go to the comment section here quickly. The Death Wire Skulls, glad to hear from you, sir. And David says, we use the term Mickey Mouse in football/soccer to describe trophies that aren't as prestigious as, say, the Premier League title or the World Cup. I suppose you could say mid-card, perhaps.
All I say to that is Jay loves Portugal. Jay loves Portugal. Sorry, I've always been a Portugal fan.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're just waiting right now for our guest to join us. While we wait for him, we're going to dive into a little bit of WWE because we are on the road to Night of Champions.
A long road.
A very interesting turn of events, so to speak, in regards to the King and the Queen of the Ring. Hold on, before we get to that, let's get to one of the last comment here.
It's a good one.
I remember Honest John versus EC3 for the NWA title at the Valley Wrestling Connection in Lake. Yeah. It's
freaking awesome.
But guys,
by the way, EC3 does great podcasts with Vince Russo.
Yes.
But go.
Yes, he does. And guys, like I said, we'll be right back right after this talking WWE.
Don't want to miss it.
Road to Night of Champions. We'll be right back.
Don't want to miss it.
At Simply Green, we believe in the power of nature to bring balance, relaxation, and well-being. As a premium THC brand, our mission is to provide high-quality, responsibly sourced products that enhance your lifestyle. Whether you're seeking relaxation, creativity, or wellness support, we curate a selection of top-tier THC to suit your needs. Rooted in trust and transparency, we are committed to delivering safe, lab-tested products while fostering a community that embraces education and responsible use. Simply Green is more than just a brand. It's a movement for a greener, more mindful future. Call 631-846-6060 to order or visit our location in Coram, New York. For use only by adults 21 years of age and older. Keep out of reach of children and pets. Please consume responsibly. Cannabis is not recommended for use by persons who are pregnant or nursing. Concerned about your cannabis use? Contact the New York State HIPAA line by texting HOPE-NY, calling 1-877-8, HOPE-NY, or visiting oasisny.gov/HOPE.
We back, baby. We back.
We're back here live at Grand Old Show. Quick note, definitely want to give a shout out to friend of the show, Total with Tom. He does ICW weekly.
Yes. We
I've
spoke
announced
about
this.
it during that game.
I've announced this because this is a pretty big guest for him. Coming up on his show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, your new ISPW Tri-State Champion, the one, the only, Tony Atlas.
Wow. Tony Atlas, the Hall of Famer, is a champion.
The now 72-year-old Tony Atlas. Have you ever met Tony Atlas?
I have never met the gentleman. I have never met him.
I've seen him before a couple of times up in Albany with the independent, the rest of the Hall of Fame that's up in Albany. We're dealing with so many Hall of Fames right now. I lose track of everyone that we're dealing with now. But I'll put it this way: for a guy who's his age, he should not look the way he does.
It's a beast. Always been.
He was one half of the first African American tag team champions.
What does that tell you? He's also a beast. He looked like a I don't know. I don't want to. This may not sound disrespectful. He was like a smaller Rocky Johnson. He was just so big, man. That was huge.
Yeah,
huge.
You guys have to go check him out. Go check out Total Tom with ISPW Weekly. Go support ISPW. They have a lot of. One thing I will say about ISPW, there's no excuse of not missing a show of theirs, because I think at this point Tommy runs every week.
And they always put on badass shows.
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely do.
They do.
But like I said, okay, so no comments here. But guys, like I said, let's get into what's going on now in WWE, because we're on the road to the King and Queen of the Ring finals of Night of Champions. Now, the speculation had been for the longest time. All of a sudden, the speculation had been that Seth Rollins was going to be in the finals.
Never seen that.
What we were hearing on social media is that Seth Rollins was penciled in to face Roman at SummerSlam. Now, obviously, as we found out, that won't be happening because Seth lost his fatal 4-way.
Good.
To your boy there, Javon Evans.
Awesome. Great booking there.
Now, I'm going to ask you this now, Jay. Do you think WWE finally pulls the trigger and gives Javon that push?
You can give him the push all he wants. He's still going to lose at the championship, which is going to make Jay very, very upset. But last night they did something right. Instead of getting into their old veterans, they actually gave it to some new blood. And I'm talking about Javon Evans, folks. This guy had it all. That match was amazing. But, John, there was somebody that was truly more amazing than Javon Evans last night in that match. And that is Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints has blown my mind in this match. We've been actually the last 3 matches he has, but this one just tops it all in the main roster. What a hell of a performance. Even Michael Cole was putting over Ricky Saints last night. That's how great the performance was. But kudos to Ricky Saints. He truly proved himself. He hanged in there with one of the best in Seth freaking Rollins. And what can you expect? You could either swim or sink, folks. And he swam. He swam.
Yeah.
He flew. Awesome.
But great. I want to get to hang on one second. I want to get to how the brackets are laying out now. Because now we're not, I don't think now they're doing fatal 4-ways anymore. I think now it's going to be one-on-ones now. So
it's just so weird to have a woman's champion in the King of the Ring when your goal is to not only be queen, but also get a title shot. Just a little weird for Jay. Just a little weird. But, so I know what you're doing.
Now it looks like here's how it lays out as of right now. This is according to WWE.com, okay? We know 3 of the 4 people who are in the semifinals.
Yes, sir.
Javon Evans, Oba Femi, and Dominic Mysterio. We don't know who's going to be the 4th one yet. That one we still have to find out. It's going to be Finn Balor, Royce Keys, LA Knight, Jey Uso.
I hate to say it, folks, but I think Jay's finally going to get his wish, and Finn Balor will take this W. Yes.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. And I can see a lot of bad blood between Jay, LA Knight, and Jimmy coming out and screwing LA Knight over. I could see that, too.
Well, on the other hand, I hope it'd be LA Knight because I feel like WWE's done nothing to help him.
Well, they left us in a climax last night with Jay and LA Knight, and basically LA Knight disrespecting the family. So
we'll get into that in a second here, what he said, because that kind of so like I said, on one side you got Oba and Dominic, on the other side you got Javon taking on the winner, like I mentioned before. I want to look at the side of Oba and Dominic for a second here. Now, on paper, you would think, okay, this is going to be a shoe-in. Oba's going to take this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened? Now, here's the big kicker, though. Brock Lesnar. Because we talked about this last week a little bit. Nothing's been reported yet in concrete that Brock's definitely retiring at SummerSlam this year. Yes, granted, would that be the preferred location for him to retire? Yes, of course. Your hometown, of course, you want to go out on top. But there's nothing been reported. If Brock doesn't screw Oba here, I doubt they're going to have Oba get screwed in Saudi.
I see it in Saudi. You know why, John? What's Brock Lesnar's biggest payday? Saudi.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. All you got to do is just come out for 3 minutes, screw Oba, and you probably get $2-3 million or $5 in your pocket.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Hey, Dave Chappelle did it for 40, right?
But guys, we're actually going to take hang on one second, it's going to pull up.
Dave Chappelle did it for $40 million. Go there and perform, do a bunch of comedy shows. Shit. Sign me up. Sign Jay up. I'll do some comedy out for $40 million. I'll do it for $5.
Jay.
If I gotta screw Oba.
We got to put a pin.
Oba.
We got to put a pin in the conversation right now because joining us
Here we go.
is a 34-year veteran who has competed in such promotions as Rampage Championship Wrestling, Central States Wrestling Alliance, Ultimate Wrestling Alliance, and Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling. He is a 2018 Rampage Champion Wrestling Hall of Famer. He's a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and this July he will also be a member of the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame. Want to welcome to the show, as an honor and a privilege, to have on this gentleman, the one and only Steve Montana. Steve, welcome to the show. Thank you for giving us some of your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. What before we get into obviously the Hall of Fame and everything, what got you into pro wrestling?
Wrestling at the Chase on late Saturday nights. We'd watch it with the family, and I was hooked. And my dad took me down to the Kiel Auditorium one time for a live match, and that was it. That's what I wanted to do when I got big.
Now, like I said, I mentioned some of the companies you worked with, Rampage Championship Wrestling. Sure. Is there a match over your 34-year career that kind of stands out to you?
Well, I've had a lot of good matches, but one in particular, when I was just not too far, a couple of years into wrestling, was a match with Gypsy Joe and the Angel. And Gypsy Joe is one mean son of a gun, let me tell you.
Guy must have been huge.
Huh?
Was he huge?
No, he wasn't he wasn't huge. He's probably 250, but he was just a mean guy. He hit me with the chair sideways between the eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Now, obviously,
what about I'm sorry to cut you off there. What about Abdul Hassan?
Abdullah?
Yeah. Was he also a good opponent? Yeah, I know you had some really badass matches over there, right there in Mid-American Wrestling.
Yeah, Abdullah was a good wrestler. I'll tell you what, the last time I was in the ring with him, he was outside the ring. He's like slamming. I'm like, what? Well, I picked him up and I got him up and down, but oh my God. He's one big dude.
Great opponent.
But I want to just, obviously, what people may know you as not only being the wrestler, but also you made the transition. You're one of the early guys to make the transition from being in ring to being on screen in either TV or movies. Can you kind of walk us through what that was like, making that transition?
It was actually pretty easy. Somebody just walked up and said, "You want to do a film?" Independent, local guy, and I'm like, "Sure, yeah." And I wouldn't even tell anybody about a lot of those movies; they were so horrible. But
oh no!
I finally got the hang of it.
Don't say that. What about Meanie and Rat?
Who?
Meanie and Rat.
Oh, that was a cartoon.
Yeah, he did the voice of the rat. That was good. It wasn't bad. Come on.
It was a 2D cartoon, but I had a lot of fun doing that. That was about a year long.
Something new, right? It's like you're there and you're basically doing the voice. Was it hard for you to transition to look at a screen and figure out what the emotions were?
Yeah, I sat here and I sat at home doing all kinds of voices, trying to figure out what would work with the rat, and with the producer told me the personality the rat had, and then finally the voice came out, and it was hard. I'd be tired from doing the voice because I'd be so into it, Yeah. It's a lot more work than you think, and then after about 6 months, you kind of get in the groove. It doesn't wear you out so much.
That's some great movies. I ain't gonna lie. I can name them, but I sure John has more questions. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're part of the show. You love the questions.
But you also did the Lost Treasure of Jesse James too, right?
Yeah, Lost Treasure of Jesse James. Yeah, that was a great movie.
That was good too.
Did a lot of horseback riding. A lot of riding horses.
Which you love to do, so it's very easy. Yeah, and you love to ride horses, so it's very easy, right?
Yeah, I used to rope cows and stuff like that. I had like 17 horses at one time. So horses were easy for me.
But when I see you, Steve, you look like a pony. Like you look like anything that Jay wants to eat out there. I'm telling you, you look like one son of a gun. And I just want to say, because I didn't really get to say it, it's just rude of me. So excuse me for being a little rude, but congratulations to the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. That's truly an honor, and we really do appreciate that. And we appreciate you for taking the time and talking to us. And I know John has questions. I've been cutting him off. I'm just so freaking excited. I can't even believe, Steve, that we're not even seeing your Harley Davidson behind you. But it's okay. Jay's going to let that slide because it's a little late tonight. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry. Sorry to cut you off. Go.
No, Jay, you're part of the show. You're allowed to ask questions.
I know, but I know you had a question. I know.
But Steve, obviously, when you made that move, to being an actor, you had really seen wrestlers make that move. Unless I'm wrong on that, and there were some basically kind of say. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love. I thought wrestling was just the best thing to do in the world, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But then when I started doing movies, I kind of like that better. It don't hurt as much.
Well, a lot easier.
A lot easier. Like I heard The Rock say one time, somebody asked him, do you like doing movies better or do you like doing wrestling? He goes, well, in movies, the chairs break apart.
Hey, I can see that. But let me ask you a question. When you made that move over to become an actor, was there any backlash from the actors because of the fact that you were kind of coming into their world? Almost.
No. I was pretty natural. I've been, on TV pretty much all my life. So, being in front of the camera was pretty easy. People are always good people. They're like a family. Once you get on a film with a group, right, you all turn into a family,
Yeah. Absolutely. We do actually have a comment. See, we do have a question coming in from one of our fans. Just pull it up quickly here. David, who's a fan of ours from the UK, says he'd like to know what your signature and finisher is.
Well, I'm pretty much a brawler, and I loved using chairs. Chairs are pretty much my. I had a great leg drop and a giant knee off the top rope. But I was mostly a brawler, so it was mostly just slugging it out and beating the heck out of each other with chairs or tables or intercoms, anything you could find,
And when the match is long back in the day, I mean, we hear stories of Flair going 60 minutes every night. Were your matches like that as well? Where it's like 35, 40 minutes?
I did a 50-minute match for a championship belt, and I almost died. Died. I got in the back room, and I just collapsed. I couldn't breathe. I'll tell you what, that was rough.
Is it that it's also difficult to put it together, right? Because I'm assuming, like, if you're in the ring over 20, 25, and you're really much hit with everything you guys got, I mean, what else can you guys do for another 20, right? I mean, does that also play a part too? Like, Jesus, what do I do now, guy? Do I just win you
take it out in the audience? Take it out in the audience if it gets slow.
Take it out for another 20. Yeah,
take it out in the fans. They love it. But yeah, that almost killed me. That was I don't ever want to do that again. Now, later in my life, I could do that. But in the beginning, it was almost, it would kill me, but you get used to it. You really don't get winded as much. And, if I would start running out of breath really bad, I'd take a walk for 10 seconds and get back in and jump back out again, catch my breath. Things you got to do, to win a match and to keep yourself in.
How many times you wrestle a week? I mean, if I may ask, or was it every week?
Only a couple times a week. Maybe,
Wow.
maybe 5, maybe, but traveling, that's just something else too. You do a lot of driving, traveling, and sleeping in your car or in hotels or. It's a different life. It's not really. Well, now it's way better now. course. But back when I was running around like that, hell, you'd only make 60,000 a year, but you paid for your own rooms and your own medical and all that stuff too. So
Yeah. Wish
I
that
mean,
didn't happen. But Steve, I know you remember because Jay was also traveling to Florida when he was younger. And let me tell you, there was no iPhones back then. There was not even a flip phone for Jay. You know what they call it? They call it a map. It was basically a map of how do I get down to Florida. And it was short, tough, and I'm sure it must have been tough for you traveling. So it must have been totally a headache, and you just couldn't wait to get into that hotel for sure.
yeah. But
Like,
you spend all that time for 15 minutes of glory. You're spending 60 hours just for that 15 minutes
Yeah.
or 20, whatever you're going.
but Steve, obviously, like I said before, you've had a long career, 34 years, which is you don't hear that from a lot of wrestlers now. Throughout your 34-year career history, who would you say was your toughest opponent?
Um, Toughest opponent. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been in the ring with Bob Orton a lot of times, and he was one tough hombre. And Greg the Hammer Valentine, he's another one.
That's awesome. Bob Orton. Wow. And let me tell you, when you were growing up, you always said you saw it and that was it for you. You decided this was going to be your career. And kudos, my friend. I mean, 30 plus career. I mean, Jesus. Wow. And you still look in great shape. You look fantastic, for God's sakes. But with that being said, I mean, truly, what was it that kept you driving? Because we usually see wrestlers, they get into it and maybe a year or two, maybe three, they're trying to do these goals, these obstacles they've written down, and it hasn't come into fruition to them. But you kept going, my friend. So how was it? Was that hard for you in the beginning that maybe things were going the right way and you were like, maybe I should give up, or maybe I should just keep going and doing what I do it because I know I love this and I'm gonna keep striving.
Yeah, I never really thought about quitting. I never thought about quitting. I know there's times you think, well, money wise, it's not a. I'd probably be better off if I didn't go this weekend and uh, on a long trip and the hotels and all that. But I never really thought about quitting. I just looked forward to the next match.
That's
Now
great.
there was a couple of times, and it's a little scary. It's like, oh, who are you gonna fight? I had a buddy that wrestled Kamala, and he told me, he goes, this guy was a big black guy too. You know,
Huge.
he's like, Steve. He goes, I never been afraid to be in the ring with anybody, but when I got in the ring with Kamala, he says it scared the shit out of me.
Oh wow!
It literally, and he's a great big guy, and he's like Kamala. When he says start beating his chest, it's like that was it. I was scared to death.
Yeah, I've heard stories over the years that wrestling back then was much different than what we see today on TV.
Pardon me?
Much no,
Oh,
that wrestling back, in your heyday when you were wrestling is much different. And back then, people made it feel more real because of the
yeah.
fact of. Okay, I'm going to ask you this now. Obviously, you were wrestling before social media was a thing, before you had all these documentaries and all these behind the scenes stuff. Do you think right now, with the landscape pro wrestling is today, do you think kayfabe is dead?
Uh, the wrestling world.
Yeah, within the wrestling world.
Uh, I think there's too many independent, um, small things going around that are kind of, some of them make wrestling look bad because they're not up to par. We're trained. We was trained. We trained all during the week. When I started out as an outlaw wrestler, and NWA didn't like us at all. And because we was independent, and we were young, and we were not all of us, but I think Johnny Ramirez was still working then, and Saint Abdul and Sane, and shoot, Richard Salvicio, Johnny Valentine, but you, you hit people back then. I mean, you didn't give them a love tap. And if you did, you were going to get one back that wasn't like you got. You know, there's a lot of broken bones. I had my jaw broke by size 18 foot.
Wow. But Steve, I'm
But
gonna say this. Everything you just said right now, doesn't that make you not only a better wrestler, but does make you more disciplined?
oh yeah, definitely yeah. When you,
Yeah.
I was in the ring when I was, well, it was I think in Springfield, Illinois, maybe. And I was only like 100. I was just barely a heavyweight, you know. And we had a battle with me and Gary Lawler against Tojo Yamamoto and Gypsy Joe. And I tried to take my high spot too soon. And they beat the living hell out of me. I mean, beat me bloody black and blue.
Yes.
And I wake up and we won the match. Gary Lawler's got his hand up there, say, hey, yeah. I was like, he won it without me. And I look down and there's a chair sitting there, and I see Gypsy getting out of the ring. And the promoter was standing by me, Herb Simmons, and he's like, don't do it, Steve. Don't do it. I grabbed that chair and ran around across there, and I flattened him so hard, he hit face first on the floor. And then we got in the back room, and he come up to me, goes, you're learning, kid. I'm like, okay.
Oh wow.
I guess I did a good thing. Just pay back. It's like that's the way it is. It's like
Yeah.
you respect a guy even though he just beat the hell out of you, you know? Pretty much like the UFC fights and all that now. You know, you fight, but then when you're done, you're buddies, you know, most
Yeah.
of the time.
Oh, yeah, no, I get that. But obviously, Steve, we mentioned before, you're in the Rampage Hall of Fame. But then come July, you're going to be in the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame.
Wow.
With how much you can tell us, kind of take us through that whole process about when you got that phone call and kind of take us through, like, emotionally what was going through your head when you got that phone call.
Well, they said they called me and said, hey, we're going to induct you into the Hall of Fame. Is that okay? You know, and I'm like, yeah, this is my third one here. This would be the third Hall of Fame for me. I definitely wasn't expecting it. It was like, yeah, it's like great, wow. It's just such an honor to get that. You know, you did all your life you wrestle, and your only reward is this, something like this, and that's all. It's all we wanted. We just wanted that recognition, you know, that we was a good fighter.
I mean, I look at it this way. I'm a huge baseball fan, and you see how many baseball players play, throughout the entire history, but how very little of them make it to the Hall of Fame. I can put that on on their resume that you're a Hall of Famer. So the fact that you're in this, and this isn't your first time, this, as you said before, this is your third time, really shows the type of impact not only you had on wrestling, but you had for that St. Louis, Chicago, Illinois, that area, but also wrestling as a whole. I mean, like I said, to be wrestling as long as you did, and the fact that this is the third Hall of Fame for you, I tip my cap to you, sir. That's incredible.
It truly is.
Yeah, I wrestled in Texas. I wrestled with all the Texas boys. That was a good time back in the '80s, early '90s. Chuck, Terry Gordy, and guys like that, Chris Adams, and the Memphis guys. There's a lot of great Memphis wrestlers, and still today, I have a couple of them on Facebook that were my rivals back then, you know. But we
Well,
say, hey, how's it going? You know.
let me ask you this now. Obviously, you mentioned before, you wrestled in Texas and Memphis. Did you ever notice a difference in the crowd at all?
Uh, well, like the first time I went down to where was I? I think it was somewhere in Kentucky, and the guys that I was fighting, I was always a baby, you know, and me and my partner Jason Reeves, we were traveling around a lot then, and I was a baby, and the guys that we wrestled, we had a grudge match going, and up here, you know, and then we travel and hit them somewhere else. Like this one was down in Kentucky, and when we walked out, the crowd was booing us and cheering them because they were the local favorites down there in that area. And by the time we got done, they were cheering us and booing them. So the crowds are great, man. I tell you what, I've never been in a dead crowd. Honestly, I've seen some pretty dull matches, but uh, I'm out there to make people happy and excited and to see what's going on. And people that are fans that are there for a fight, you know.
Steve, you sound like a man that has no regrets, and I love that, my man. I love that because you put your all into it. And look at you, you're gonna be 3-time in a Hall of Fame. It's like winning the Oscar, right? It's like something humongous. You're like, Jesus, I finally did it after all my hard work. Somebody's actually seeing, and the whole St. Louis is seeing me. That is truly amazing, my friend. But you also transition. We spoke a little bit earlier about the acting and everything. You got into that and you're doing great, my friend. I'm seeing some of it. It's great work. It's great work. I think you're a man that does really good serious roles you could do. You just blend right in, my friend. But I just want to say, I don't know. Do you have a SAG card? Is that also in your possession? Now, how did that feel? Because that feels like, wow, not only am I in the club of wrestling, not only am I a 3-time Hall of Famer, I also have a SAG card, folks. That means I'm also in another club, an exclusive club, in a club full of talented people. How did that truly make you feel? I mean, that would make me feel amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting when you get your card. But
Oh,
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. That's it. We're gonna
I've
play
got a
live
whole
shorts of this. This is just wow.
I've got a whole wall full of these cards
Oh wow.
because you get
Wow, my
two,
friend.
you get one new one every twice a year.
Wow, twice a year. Wow. I wish I had one. People say I should have been an actor, but I'm not.
Uh,
But it's
Give me
okay.
your
It's all
address.
right.
You can have one of my whole ones.
Good. It'll make me feel like I'm part of the club. Yes. I have a snack card, folks. I'm here. I'm live.
but you can tell you made it when all of a sudden you're sitting at a podcast, also you go, hold on 1 second, and it's like, oh yeah, here's my SAG card. I'm like, now, Steve, let me ask you this now. Final question from me. Obviously, we mentioned before, you've had, as I said before, you have multiple SAG cards, and you're also a 3-time Hall of Famer. When you got your first Hall of Fame or you got your first SAG card, which one felt bigger to you?
I would say the first time I got my wrestling license in Missouri, my number was 629.
Wow.
That's,
I still remember it.
I don't know how many there are now, but I don't even know if they got licensed still in Missouri anymore. But I would
Good question.
imagine they still do.
Yeah, it's a good question. We should definitely look into that. I'm not so sure about that. But for
Okay.
you to
Yeah, we
remember the
had
number, I mean, that truly is, I mean, the passion is just speaking out every time you speak. So I'm just a fan here. I'm listening. I love it. I love that you're on the show tonight. I know you're a man that love to take romantic walks through hardware stores and you like to get on your bike and ride the whole nine. But I love,
that's
I love that too if I had
that
a bike.
that romantic. That's kind of a joke with my wife. I have a wife in Mexico, and I would make her go to Home Depot down there, and oh, this is so boring. I'm like, oh, let's look at these bolts. Oh my gosh, look at these pliers over here. She's like, no. I said,
Jeez.
if we got time, I want to look at the different size screws. And she's like, no. So that's why that's where that shirt came about. We seen that shirt and had to have it.
I always take my wife in the Home Depot in the paint area. So I'm like, oh, look at all this colorful paint that we could do to the other room for our son. I mean, it's gonna be
Well, yeah,
amazing. Why don't you
over
stay
here,
here? Yeah, I tell
every
her,
woman wants to spend money there.
Steve, I tell her, why don't you stay here for a little bit? I'm gonna go over there in the lumber and just measures and stuff. Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Yes, yes. Look at the colors. Look at the colors.
Sit on the lawn furniture.
Yeah, browse around. Go look at some plants. I mean, geez. But I love it,
also,
man, that it seems that from what I'm getting throughout all of this is that whatever you put your mind into it, you're just gonna do it. If you're gonna build something, you're gonna do it. If you're gonna be an actor, you're gonna do it. You're gonna be a wrestler, you're gonna do it. What keeps you driving now, my friend? I mean, it's 2026 and you're still writing. You're still setting examples to other people, other wrestlers that may want to turn actors, and you're meeting all these wonderful people that you talked about from the SAG card and everything, and everybody on set. And how do you keep going? What motivates you? Is it just you could just say I could do anything and nobody can just bring me down?
that's true. Yes, I stay positive about everything. It's like very seldom do I ever get down. Um, Most of the time, there's going to be something good come out of it. Uh, if you lose a match, the next time you're going to win a better match.
Yeah.
I always say that to everybody. Once one door closes, another one opens. Just like the acting, I've done 4 films this year already, and they all called me to do the film. I never auditioned for them, and that makes you feel good that they know you enough that they just call you and ask you to be in the movie.
Yeah, I totally get that. I don't
I
know
think we
where.
lost somebody.
Yeah, we lost Shay for a second, but Steve, again, I appreciate you coming on tonight. It meant a lot. Definitely want to have you on again when some of these films come out to help promote these films.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Steve, can you hear me?
Did we lose Jay?
Yeah, I think we lost Jay, but John's still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay.
We didn't lose him. We didn't lose him. We didn't lose him. He's back. He's back. It was the technical difficulties, okay? Okay, my computer wasn't that great. I apologize, Steve. Please forgive me, sir. Forgive me.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
There you are.
Steve, Jay, we're just wrapping up the interview here. Oh, there we go. But Steve, like I said before, congratulations on being inducted into the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Definitely want to have you on again when some of these films come out to help promote these films. And anytime you'd like to come back on to tell more stories or to promote anything, the door is always open for you, my friend. And last thing I got for you, where can the fans connect with you on social media? And do you have anything you'd like to promote before we wrap things up?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Would you anything else you'd like to promote? And where can the fans connect with you on social media?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wrestling is the greatest thing in the world, and being inducted in the Hall of Fame is the greatest thing in the world. Honestly, this is a lifetime achievement.
Absolutely.
You get a lot of broken bones. You have a lot of aches and pains when you get older, but it's all worth it.
And for a city to recognize that, Steve, I mean, wowzers. I mean, I'm sure if I was in your shoes or anybody else's shoes as an independent wrestler back in the day, I would never dream fast forwarding 30 years and thinking that people still recognize my hard work and what I contributed, and it is just truly amazing. And I think a lot of wrestlers that I know, should take example and basically watch this interview and listen, because you just keep going and you're a motivator and you're an inspiration and you're doing a hell of a job, buddy. I mean, I seen all your clips and I seen 2 of your flicks. I mean, and you say you did what, 3 to 5 movies? I guess I got cut off.
I think,
was it 3?
This year I've done 4.
Yeah, you've done 4. Look at that. You've done 4 this year alone. So I think just everybody really needs to just appreciate you, buddy. And you know what? Jay can actually say here, and so is John. They do, and you will be in the St. Louis Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame, sir.
Well, I
Congratulations.
couldn't done nothing without the fans. I mean, there's what keeps us going. You know, the more they yell, the stronger you are in that ring. I'll tell you what, that gives you that energy.
I want to see you win an Oscar, though. All right, just one Oscar
What's
for
that?
Jay. I want to see you win an Oscar. Oscar, my friend. Oscar, best supporting actor, best actor. Just something because you're freaking great.
I, I,
I think you're truly great in like just serious type of roles because you just have that serious mentality and you know what you want and you know how to execute it. And I think you could just do great things, my friend, and you have. So kudos, kudos. I'm so glad you took the opportunity, even though my computer sucks, but I'm so glad you had the opportunity to join us, my friend. And it is truly an honor for me. I'm sure as well as John, but for me to meet you, sir, it's truly an honor. And all the credit in the world. I could stay in here for a whole hour and then just grace you with flowers, but I'm just going to cut it out. I've done it.
thank you guys for having me on here. It's a
Absolutely,
privilege.
definitely.
Pleasure.
Guys, we'll react and get into more wrestling talk. You are listening to the Around the Ropes Radio Show. We'll be right back right after this.
Julie great. Julie great. It's such a legend. Such a beast.
Hold
Every
on.
time I
we
look
off
at you,
the
I'm like, Jesus, this guy is so humongous.
Hold on. No, it's still on there. Just give me 1 second. I don't know what.
I already said that's what they told us. This is the part where I come in and I just talk a lot of talk. This is my favorite segment of the whole podcast show right here.
All right.
But go ahead. You ready? You ready?
We're good now. Steve, we got to let you go. We got some, I don't know what happened there. We'll definitely have you on again. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon, Steve.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know what happened there. Apparently, we lost the commercial part, so we got to go straight through with this now.
I lost everything. I lost my background. I lost my computer. I lost everything. I felt so bad. I had to apologize to Steve like 2 times. It's okay. He forgives me. He forgives me. I hope everybody here in the chat forgive me. Luke Roberts, you're absolutely right. Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame, www.istlwhof.com. That's where you guys need to go. That's where you guys need to get the tickets. Jay is telling you to get tickets. If you're even in the area and you're watching the show, you don't even have a ticket, Jay's going to be very upset. Very upset. And Nikki, hi. How are you, Nikki? You good? You still here? You live? You miss Steve? You catch Steve? Because Steve was a hell of a guy. They're like a bounty hunter who's going to shoot a cow. You get anything on you in that Harley. Yes. How are you, Nikki? Hi. Go ahead.
I loved it. It was great. Let's get back into the pro wrestling talk because, like I said, we do that every week here.
We do it every week. Every week is fun when you inspiration, motivation people like Steve Montana. Once again, congratulations, my friend. Congratulations.
Absolutely. And then actually coming up with that, I want to just make a mention.
Yes, sir.
Of who else we have coming up from the Hall of Fame. Because we have quite a few other names showing up as well.
Oh, there's definitely a few. Name them, John. Name them. People want to know. They want to know. Put the names out. We already know too. Come on. Give me some more.
We have coming up, if my notes here will actually let me get back all the way. We have coming up. This tells you we're doing something right if we have so many notes here of guests.
See, you're reading a lot of them. John is reading a lot of notes, folks. It's a lot. A lot of great independent St. Louis wrestlers. I'm telling you, if you have not seen Steve Montana's work, my gosh, people, there's this little thing on the internet called Google. You basically Google and you can watch all this guy's matches. Jesus, he was a beast. He's being friendly. He was a beast. And he still looks like a beast. Please go catch his work, follow his work. If you're in the St. Louis area, I'm going to tell you one more time, www.istlwhof.com, baby. You can only get your tickets. Right. You can even know who's there. Go ahead, John.
Here we go. Coming up June 23rd, which actually is not next week, the following week.
Isn't that when summer begins?
Nikki O'Shaughnessy will be joining us.
Oh, my God.
Then coming up on July 7th, Pete Madden will be with us. On July 14th, Tom Simon.
Stop. These guys are all legends. Stop. Jay doesn't deserve to be in its presence. For Nikki to watch this right now, I'm not worthy. Yeah, I know you've seen Wayne's World. I am not worthy, man, friend. I'm not worthy, but it's okay. I will be here. I will be here. Okay.
But that's coming up on July. That comes up. Like I said, we got all that coming up. Also coming up tomorrow night.
Thanks.
And announce this, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you've been watching JCW lately, and he's actually been on the show before, Jordan returning to the show. June 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. He is the backstage correspondent for JCW. You've seen him, if you listen to his show, he does with the WWE Hall of Famer himself, Teddy Long. But returning to the show tomorrow night, the one and only Mac Davis.
Wow.
Then coming up June 24th, like I said.
Yeah, right. That was straight on legacy there with Steve Montana. Davey, you got to catch his work. We use Google a lot for a lot of crap, but Steve Montana is not crap. He was a great, tremendous wrestler, and he's also an actor. I've seen 2 of his movies. I just named it earlier. If you guys haven't seen it, This guy did 4 movies, guys. 4 movies. You know how hard it is for an actor to do 4 movies in a year? Like, gosh, you get tired after 1. You little weaklings. Steve Montana does 4. He could even do 10 if he wanted. He's so busy getting in the Hall of Fame everywhere. You don't have time to make 10. But you did. Can't wait.
Like I said, though, to have that opportunity is incredible. Like I said, that's what we have coming up. Like I said, we got Mac Davis coming up this month. We're starting to the show as well. Anthony getting going.
I can't miss that because he could put you to sleep. But go ahead.
No, we're good. But like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Like I said before, guys, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and so much more.
Spread us everywhere because we want to be like a disease. We want to be like COVID. We want to be everywhere. We want to be everywhere. You guys listen and watch. We just want you to guys listen to us, especially my mouth. My mouth just goes listening as long as my computer don't shut off. But I just go off. Go ahead, John.
No, like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Definitely follow us everywhere you can. Subscribe to us. Like I said, we had the announcement earlier today. I don't think my computer's going to be played again, but we are a part of we are the East Coast affiliate for the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame for their show. Again, guys, it all goes down July 19th. And I'll try to get him with the video, and nope, it will not. Okay.
Can you do me a favor? Next person we interview, can we just get a sound effect of like an applause? So like when they come, Jay don't got to do this. They could just
we'll put that in our budget. But like I said, guys, so we got all that stuff coming up for you.
Awesome
it's
stuff.
A lot. Also, guys, if you can't catch a show live, we understand. You do have options of how you can catch the replay. You can either go to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, or if you go to any of your local podcast stores, including Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, catch us all on there. And guys, also started, I know we were supposed to start last week, but we had a few minor issues, so we're going to be starting this week instead. We are returning to Odyssey. Saturdays, 12 to 1.
Awesome.
As of now, it's just going to be the replay. Once everything starts to come to fruition, there might be some big things coming with that. And like I said, guys, there's a lot of stuff coming up right now. Again, I also want to thank our sponsor, Simple Greens, for sponsoring us. They're a great group of guys. Go check them out.
Great guys.
We will have some stuff come up with them in the next couple of weeks as far as how you can purchase Around the Ropes bundles from them. So you definitely want to see. Basically, any news regarding Around the Ropes, go to our social media.
I wonder if our face will be in a bundle, but good. Yeah, social media.
You never know. But guys, like I said, we got a lot to get to. Let's get back into what we were talking about before with Monday Night Raw.
You were talking about King and Queen, and you're talking about how they're single matches, and you talk about this coming Friday. We're about to find out who's the last person to go, but I don't think you touched on the women's side at all.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to get to the women's side here quickly because right now it's a very interesting situation what we got here on the women's side.
Is it really interesting? Okay, good.
Well, it's interesting in this sense.
No, it's not.
2 out of 3 of the people in the finals, in the semifinals, are in the same faction.
And who is going to make it to the finals?
Well, right now you got Liv Morgan, Io Sky, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
The only one we still don't know yet is the fatal 4-way of Sol Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill.
Jesus, Sol has such bad luck. Oof. My God.
So that's the last one we know of. This is going to get very interesting because then, like I said, the finals happen at Night of Champions, and we know the winner goes on to face the champion of their choosing at SummerSlam, which, guys, is only a couple weeks away. Which is scary. When you think about it,
Time is flying.
It's only a couple. We're about to hit the middle of June. Actually, we're in the middle of June now.
Pretty much. It's flying.
And then you just remember we still got Money in the Bank. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff, but I think when you look at the women's side, something tells me they're going to use this to catapult towards the demise of Judgment Day. I think we've seen the cracks recently with Judgment Day, with when Finn Balor left and everybody left. But I think coming out of Night of Champions, we're going to really see are going to really see it for the sole fact of. Okay, there we go. All right. No, you're good. Because of the fact of, let's be honest. Judgment Day does not. Judgment Day still being around to now makes no sense.
A lot of things make no sense, but good.
Because when you look at what they're doing now with Judgment Day, I mean, like I said, you got Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, who are 2 of the 3 confirmed semifinalists.
Correct.
So once those 2 have their implode, you don't want them to leave. And honestly, I would love for it to be Raquel. Let Raquel go on her own run at this point. I think if you let Raquel go on her own run, I think you're going to see wonders. I think somebody like Liv. I mean, once Stephanie comes back, I think that's going to kind of be the telltale sign of everything. Because once Stephanie comes back, she's going to have to live for that title.
Oh God! Just keep chasing. Don't win. Just chase. Jesus, I didn't even like the feud. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to throw a wild card. I'm going to throw a wild card on what you said. How about we let them fight, but we don't break them up? How about they attack Roxanne Perez? Or how about Roxanne Perez teams up with Raquel and attack Liv and leave the Judgment Day? Could work.
Yeah, but realistically, at this point, what you could easily do, I get what you're saying, but you can also go that route. Have Liv kind of bolt. To have Liv, and especially have Liv and Dominic kind of go on their run together. I mean, we always sit there. I mean, here's the funny thing. We always sit there and say that Dominic is the modern day Eddie Guerrero with his looks.
Jay didn't say that.
Other people.
Excuse me? Jay didn't say that. Did you say that?
No, but look at how he looks. Let's go.
Listen, I think you're covering a lot of stuff. Well, let's break it down.
Well, because I was just going to say, if everybody sits there and says he's a modern day Eddie Guerrero, with not saying in ring wise, I'm saying more of character wise, how he presents himself. What was one of the biggest things that got Eddie Guerrero over? Was China.
Yes.
Now, granted, yes, we're not going to have Rhea Ripley join Eddie Guerrero. Not Eddie Guerrero. We're not going to have Rhea Ripley join Dominic again. But why not have Liv kind of be that China role?
Because she's over. She doesn't need any work. I think the issue that WWE has is that they have so many talented people on their roster, men and women, The problem is it's very hard to book someone. And I think Liv Morgan is the perfect example of that, John. I mean, let's face it, she has not defended her title since winning at WrestleMania. Now, you mentioned here talking about Stephanie Valquer, and that's what they're waiting for. And I totally in agreement with you. But should we have a women's champion not defending any sort of title, not against Sol Ruca, which I thought was the biggest miss that WWE ever did? I think they should have had that. That would have made her into a bigger star than what she is right now. But, I totally see the other side of the coin with Dominic Mysterio. I mean, we haven't had this guy on TV. Every time we have a TV on Mondays, he's always in backstage segments, or he's always coming out for a JD match against Finn Balor. We're not knowing what to book with them, so we're booking them in this tournament. And the way that WWE filmed the women's side, John, with the video segments from Raquel, the video segments from Liv Morgan, the backstage with Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, it's basically telling you, like, look, these guys are going to duke it out in the finals, and we'll go from there depending on your reaction. And I don't like stuff like that. It's too much of an easy predicament for me, John. I'm totally in agreement with you. I think Raquel should win. She's been standing out. She's outstanding. She's been putting the work. She's always been putting the work, and even since NXT when she was champion. But you also have to concentrate on some new blood. You have to concentrate on a Roxanne Perez. There's a story there will live. Obviously, she made a face when she was saying all the gracious that I love the Judgment Day, yada, 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 but she made a face at the end. So what is that telling you? Are we finally going to see a Roxanne Perez face turn at some point? Maybe. But what about Dominic Mysterio versus Oba, John? I mean, Jesus Christ. This guy's going to destroy Dominic. I don't think we'll see Brock Lesnar. But Jesus, is this really how we're going to book Dom after seeing him backstage? We're just going to book him with a beast that he's going to get murdered in 5 minutes?
Well, the one thing I liked, though, the one comment I liked was, last week when Oba was in the ring, and he turned around and looked at Dominic and said, "Ray may be your father, but next week I'll introduce you to your daddy."
It's all good, great stuff. But where do we go from Dom after he loses? Where do we go from there?
Okay, but then on the flip side, what do we do now let's say, hypothetically speaking, okay? Let's say it is Oba who goes, which more likely he'll be the one going to the finals.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
now, on the other side, we mentioned it before. As of now, we have Siobhan Evans versus the winner of the Fatal 4 with Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor.
I got Finn.
Now, here's my question. Let's say it is Finn.
It is.
You have a story there, but you have to remember you have a story there, though, with Finn also. With Finn winning this whole thing that people don't realize.
John, what will get Finn's career back in track into the main event spot? There's only one answer.
Winning this whole thing.
Okay. But something bigger.
Winning the title.
Beating Oba.
Yeah, but I think
that will get him back in the spot.
But here's my thing, though. You look at, somebody brought it up today, and I didn't think about it until I read it earlier today. You look at Finn Balor. Finn Balor made his debut at SummerSlam 2016.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, he had to relinquish the title the day later because of a shoulder injury.
I hated that.
So the fact that we have this opportunity for him to potentially get back to the top and finish his story in the same pay-per-view where he made his debut literally 10 years ago, I think is great. But here's my thing, though. This is where it gets your interest, though. Because let's say they do that then, okay? Let's say somehow Finn does pull off the impossible. He gets through everybody. He makes it to the finals. More likely, he'll be taking on Cody in Minnesota.
Oh, God.
Now, here's my question, though. What do you do with Roman?
I have Finn beating Roman.
Yeah, but
because you mentioned many times on this show that this guy is going to leave in the summer, correct?
Yeah, but Jay, here's the issue. I'm all for Finn's on SmackDown.
Okay, so
you're not gonna have a SmackDown guy beat a Raw guy.
They never said you have to choose a brand or stay with the brand. They just said you win an opportunity, right?
Yeah,
It
But
could
I think
mean you could be right. You could be right, and I could be wrong. But I'm just saying they
Yeah.
never really clarify, right? They always put these things on chairs, John. It's called card subject to change and stuff like that. I
but
listen. Hey, Finn, Cody, we've seen that already, haven't we?
I think so.
But
On the flip side, we've seen Finn and Roman already.
and Finn won.
Yeah. If you
I'd
remember that,
love to see it again.
yeah. But now my thing is this though. Would it be now? Here's where it gets interesting. Would it be a missed?
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm good. But would it be a missed opportunity with Oba? That's my question, though.
No, I don't think so. I think the Brock thing was always scheduled to go a trilogy. I called it even at WrestleMania when you said no, Jay. He retired. He's done. He left. He quit. He took his ball and went home. But obviously, Jay was right. So I'm just gonna say that it is going to go in a trilogy. It makes the logic sense for Brock to get his biggest pay cut, or paycheck, excuse me, paycheck at Saudi because they pay a lot more. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they got WrestleMania next year, so it makes perfect sense, and I'm okay with it because I think it is a little early. Because okay, we put the belt on Oba, so he's just gonna destroy every new blood that we're trying to bring up, or every old veteran like a Seth Rollins or a CM Punk or a Cody. He's just gonna run them over, and nobody's gonna beat this guy for like an entire year. I think it's too soon, John. I love the idea. I love it. Look, I love Oba, but isn't it a little too soon for all that? Shouldn't he just take the little steps? We know he's over, but
I think with him, I mean, we haven't really seen him. I'll put it this way: we haven't seen really full blown Oba with a couple of losses. We've only seen him really. I mean, what happened to him after he took the loss to Brock? He went on and won his first round King of the Ring.
yeah, they
Which-
WWE's really protecting Oba. John.
Which, by the way, I love what they did with him. I don't know if you remember with that match. He, in the middle of doing his entrance, he fought all three of the guys as he's in the middle of doing the whole walk through the ring and everything, and he's about to do the pose. Also, he just goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, you come here, boom, you come here," like took everybody out.
I don't know. Maybe Jay's old fashioned here, but
But
I like people to get opportunities. I know we talk about Oba this, Oba that, then this, then that. What about freaking Javon Evans?
well,
So what if he doesn't win the title? At least we're giving him a shot on the spotlight, right?
but now here's another thing I want to bring up, and this was actually brought up on social media, and it's a very interesting question.
Stay away from social media. It's bad. Go ahead.
We saw last night Penta took on Rey Mysterio.
Absolutely. What a scary match for me as I was watching it.
End of the match, Ray gets his mask ripped off by Rusev.
Yes. How great was
Now,
that?
maybe I'm not thinking through on this, and maybe it has to do with the whole thing, with Lucha Libre. When a mask is removed, you don't show the person's face.
Mhm.
Why is it then with Rey Mysterio? We've seen him without a mask, though.
Why not?
Why do we still have?
He's the general manager of AAA. Why not?
But my question is this, though: we've seen him in the ring without a mask on.
We have?
Why is it now when he gets his mask ripped off, they have to go back to the old thing of, well, we got to put a towel over his head? And then, I mean, do you think that's
Because he's a legend. He's a legend of the luchadors.
I get it. I just find it a little weird because I'm like, yes, somebody like Penta, for example, we've never seen him without a mask on.
I have, but good.
Somebody like Ray Phoenix, same thing.
That I never seen.
We've seen Rey Mysterio without a mask on.
Yes.
So to me, it's like,
I think you're missing the bigger picture. I think it's just to set up Chad Gable. And David Reynolds said it earlier after the mask versus mask match last week. I'm hoping to push Gable, but as a serious character, no more comical stuff. He gets so much to offer. He does got so much to offer. And I think what John was referring to the towels, like, yes, we've seen Ray, but it's also setting up the bigger picture, and that's Chad Gable. And we heard the chants. I have to judge John and everybody when he comes back to the States, what the reaction would be. Because everything is out of international, and every international crowd is just going to go crazy for anything. I mean, they'll go crazy over a broomstick match. So it is setting up Chad Gable, John. I think it was done well. I know I get your point. They shouldn't be doing that. We've seen them without it, but
I'll go this far.
Go ahead, shoot,
I
brother.
think Gable, now that we see him back on TV, we were talking about, the new term now, I feel like, is finishing the story. How are you going to finish your story? And I think with Gable, it's a very easy, clear-cut way to finish his story. I'm going to ask you this right now. And ask people, the fans are watching as well. Who did Chad Gable lose to before he started going on this whole, disrespecting Lucha Libre and this whole El Grande Americano? Who did he lose to?
Penta.
Who currently holds the IC title?
Penta.
Where's SummerSlam going to be in August?
Minneapolis.
Who else is from? Who else other than Brock Lesnar is from Minneapolis?
Gable.
You see where I'm going with this?
It's funny how they don't mention it, right?
But you see where I'm going with this? Though, have Gable go after Penta, take on Penta at SummerSlam, and win the title.
Well, why not for once stop booking him as a mid-carder and go for something a little higher?
Because we know they're not going to put him with.
So what? We did it with Javon Evans last night. We all know he's not going to win, right?
No, I know, but I just think,
John, you always said there's certain wrestlers, it's better chasing than holding the title.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be better for Gable to chase the title for 2 years?
Yeah, but I think with Gable, I think it's a little different though, because coming off of what we saw in the mask versus mask match and what he did with the El Grande Americano character.
Great match.
I think if you wait 2 years, you're going to almost overweight everything and not catch fire while it's hot.
Why not? We did it with Cody for 2 years.
Yeah, but Cody, no, I see what you're saying.
Everybody was B's, this, that. When he lost against Roman, but I didn't hear no crying the year after.
I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. But when you look at what, with Gable, we always make the comment of you want to pull the trigger when it's hot. Okay? I think now would be the most opportune time to pull that trigger because you're coming off the mask versus mask reaction. You're coming off the run he had as El Grande Americano.
Mm-hmm.
Go into that match he had with Kaiser. Mask for the guy who we think is Kaiser.
I don't think it's his name no more.
No. And what he's done, I think if you want to make a moment, a big moment, I think you have Gable somehow go after Penta for that IC title. And I go back to what I said before. It's because of the fact he lost that title. He lost that title. Literally, I think that was Penta's second or third match in the company.
So what do we do with Javon Evans? Because here's the twist. That sounds great on paper. But what happened when Penta fought Javon Evans? What did Javon Evans do after the match? He shook his hand off him. He didn't want to shake Penta's hand. He walked away, and the crowd booed a little bit. Made a face. Now he wins. But we all know he's not going to win. So what do you put Javon Evans in the mix? Because you also have to put him in the IC title.
I think right now the problem is, and I see what you're saying, but I think when you look at
they will, David. They will make him a champ. I'm just aiming higher. I want him more higher. I want him a champ.
I think when you look at that roster, and we can look at more of this next week, actually, a majority of that roster, especially who we see weekly on TV, between Penta, Rusev, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Chad Gable.
Can't put him there yet. But go ahead.
But here's the issue, though. I think for him right now, I agree with you not put him in there, but I think you kind of have to because if you put him with Roman and you put him with Cody, I mean, yes, I think he would excel there. Absolutely, I think he would. I just don't know if they're ready to pull the trigger on somebody like him right now, especially you got all the issues going on right now with Netflix, okay? And supposedly numbers are not what they thought they would be. You're having all the issues right now, and like I said, we'll get more into this next week. The legal issues right now with WWE, with the whole merger thing.
Right. Here's a twist, John. Do we all know that Chad Gable is not on any roster? I mean, I think you missed this past Friday on SmackDown. He went to Nick Aldis and said, I need to talk to someone about a contract. So on paper, he has not signed to any brand. He was just there on Raw to make amends, but that doesn't mean he's a Raw roster guy. So can he be going after the IC? Will he be going after the United States? That's not a bad idea either, even though I love some Trick Willie. But U.S. champion, I mean, Chad Gable, All-American, right?
Yeah,
Olympic, right? I mean, I see the better picture there. I see him having a feud with Sami Zayn that could last to SummerSlam and he win the title against Trick. I could see that as well.
how does that go a step further? I could see him. Let's say he does pick SmackDown as his brand.
Could be a SmackDown.
Hold on, I just sort of one. Have him feud with Trick. Go to SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Win the title win the U.S. title at SummerSlam.
Yes,
But
I like it.
I don't think he's a long-term champion, but I can see how you can make him. But here's the issue. I'm just thinking about this now as I'm saying this out loud. Because ultimately my idea was have him feud with Trick till we get to SummerSlam. Then have him work with Sammy going into either the Rumble or into Mania.
Or you could have him feud with Sammy first, then get to Trick, win the title, and then Sammy just goes full beyond heel and attacks Gable. Not only will it get a lot of heat on Sammy, but it also gets Gable more over as being that champion.
I
you get two birds with one stone right there.
I get what you're saying. My only thing is this, though. With what Sammy has done, okay?
It's great work.
A fantastic worker.
Great work.
I just think him winning the title, winning the IC title or potentially the US title, I feel like he's been there. He's done that.
Sammy's done everything, okay? But the point is that Nick Aldis say he's not going to get a title shot, okay? So that's just out of the picture. But who can Chad Gable work with until SummerSlam? I think Sammy's that perfect person. We don't have nothing to do with this guy, for God's sake. He's talking to Johnny Gargano, which I don't know if he's dead or alive. But, I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, what are we really doing with Sammy? We have nothing. I think Chad Gable fits. He has not been signed to any brand, folks. So, no, he's not a Raw superstar just because you saw him last night do a bunch of moves.
Also, one last thing I want to get to before we wrap it up for tonight. And AEW quickly.
Ooh, AEW.
Actually, I want to talk AEW, then I want to talk TNA quickly as we saw more departures.
Shoot, brother.
But AEW last week, we saw another member join the NWO. I met the Don Callis family.
Like the 30th freaking member. Oh my god. Oh my god. These people got more members than the NWO and the NWO Wolfpack put together. Go ahead.
Kevin Knight, your new TNT champion. What I don't understand.
How do I feel about that?
Hold on. I don't understand this. And I want somebody to explain this to me. Maybe I'm not thinking through on this. Maybe this is one of those, John, get your head out of here. You know what on this? But why does it feel like every person who turns heel in AEW has to join the Don Callis family? Why? How many guys are in the Don Callis family who could be mega superstars but are doing nothing because they're the damn lackeys?
Yeah, like Jake somebody, but I don't know his name over there. Jack Gallagher.
Jake Doyle, I think it was.
David here got a comment. He said, I think probably there'll be a possible tag team angle with Gargano and Sammy. Hey, might work. Might work.
But I would love for somebody to explain this thing with going on right now with Kevin Knight.
Okay,
Why?
let's talk about it. Why? Because I think Tony Khan actually sees something in Kevin Knight. He's one hell of a talent, which is absolutely correct. He's one hell of a talent. Guy could also talk. We all saw what he did this past week on Dynamite. Cut a good promo about joining the Don Callis family. And John, that's just what it is. It's like every heel either joins the Death Riders or the Don Callis family. I'm sure they have an option. Hey, what do you want to join? Death Riders or Don Callis family?
What is it in the contract? Also, you sign everything?
Hey, look at El Idolo. I thought he was going to leave the Don Callis family before Stampede, Stadium Stampede. He's still there smiling and giggling and laughing. Can we also say this, that whoever's in the Don Callis family really doesn't benefit because they have not really captured the AEW World Championship. None of their roster, no matter how. And why is Okada chasing Takeshita? I'm so tired of that. You had a hell of a match. You lost. That's it. Go after the championship. Jesus. What's going on with that storyline, John? Oh, my God. I don't want to see a match of them. I saw it. It was a banger. I don't want to see another banger. I want to see something different.
Okay. Hold on. I was just say this one thing. It's sad the Don Callis family has their own page on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Okay. Got a big roster there, man.
Here we go. You ready?
Like a film set.
You got Kyle Fletcher. Obviously, we know that.
Never won the
championship. Trent Beretta.
Never won the championship.
Lance Archer.
Never won the championship.
But okay, now Lance Archer is a guy who I think is being misused. I think you could have put him either on his own or potentially with, I hate to say it, with WWE. I think you got a superstar right there.
Who's that? Who's that?
The Machine. Lance Archer.
If you want to say so, but I think it's too late.
The Machine, Brian Cage.
Never won a championship.
You got Mark Davis.
Never won the championship.
Now, this one I totally forgot. Josh Alexander.
Never won the championship.
Josh Alexander, who took less money to go to AEW.
To not be on TV. We have not seen Josh Alexander since.
You got Rocky Romero.
Never won the championship.
You got Hetrocero.
Never won the championship.
You got Okada.
Never won the championship.
Wardlow, that's another name I think.
All these wrestlers you name are so freaking talented, and they never won the AEW World Championship.
You also got, you mentioned for Andrade.
Never won the championship.
You got El Clone.
I don't know who the hell he is. Never won the championship.
Jake Doyle was Jake something.
Never won the championship. Got injured. Too bad, but he's back.
You also got Volador Jr. I don't know who that is. I think that may be CMLL.
Got Jay's eyes bopping out of his eye sockets. I don't even know who you mentioned.
And now you got Kevin Knight.
Yes, he's a TNT champion, but never won the championship. They all never won the AEW World Championship. Why is there so many members you just named a Don Callis family never won once
but here's
the AEW World Championship?
But here's one thing: you look at who was a member of the Don Callis family, and they really haven't done anything. Sammy Guevara.
Who?
Exactly. Will Ospreay.
Sammy Guevara. Who?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Takeshita and some guy Powerhouse Hobbs.
Great guy.
Yeah, I think now he found the keys to success.
He is a success, and I know the crowd gets kind of quiet and stuff like that. But if you're watching his backstage stuff with Solo, it's really good stuff, people.
Yeah.
It really is, because he's playing it perfectly, and I can't wait till he turns heel, because he's just better off as a heel.
Exactly. Last thing to get to, TNA saw some more departures this week.
Oh yes, big departures.
Yeah, Myla Grace is gone, and
Good.
now it
Good
was
for her.
reported now that former two-time TNA champion Steve Macklin.
So they released him, and then he had to go on Twitter or social media and say, "No, they didn't release me. I asked for my release." That's a shocker.
But here's my question, though. Somebody like Steve Macklin, Myla Grace, okay, that's fine, whatever.
Talented guy, by the way. Hell of a talented guy.
He is somebody, when he left WWE, he made it big.
He did. Had a
But
great
now my
match
question
with
is,
Frankie.
you're Steve Macklin, okay? You were basically at the top of TNA. I'll put go to the comment section. He goes, I prefer Jake something when he and Cody tag together as the Deaners.
Great tag team.
Yeah. But now my question is with Macklin.
Yes, with Macklin. Great.
Why turn around and do what you did? If this is ultimately your goal is to go to AEW
or WWE.
I hate to say it, I think because of how his time ended in WWE, because if you remember, he was it was him, who the hell was it? It was him, Wes Blake, and somebody else. And the other guy had very controversial comments to say.
Oh, come on. This is old past stuff, man. Gotta let it go.
If this is for him to go to AEW, to be with his, to be on the road with his wife, obviously we know it's Deonna Purrazzo.
Listen, if he goes to AEW, he's making the worst move of his career. I think they got so many talented people exactly like Steve Macklin that he'll just be lost in the shuffle. He'll be like another Ray Phoenix.
I'll put it this way. We've also seen wrestlers who don't necessarily have to go to a big company. How long was it Matt Cardona was not in a big company and the guy was talked about every other week?
Look at that booking. Looks like he just wanted to be in WWE next to his wife. I haven't seen him on TV.
But my point is this, though.
Hell?
Independent scene is not so bad. I mean, case in point, look at Killer Cross right now. And, he's your current MLW heavyweight champion.
Karrion Kross.
However you want to call him, but you got him right. I mean, you had so many guys who came from WWE who never went to AEW who are like, you know what? I'm going to have my own schedule. I'm going to work when I want. But the thing is also this. If you go that route, and this is one thing a lot of people have said, you can go, let's say you go 3 weeks without getting a booking. It's not like in WWE where you go 3 weeks without a match, but you're still getting a paycheck.
I agree with you.
It gets a little tougher, but like I said, we wish nothing but success for Macklin. And
why can't we just have Macklin save what I'm watching on this disgusting TV of a wrestling show called NXT? Why we can't put him there? I mean, we almost got a 40-year-old in Evil down there. I mean, I think Macklin could actually make good of something down there. They need it, John. Oh my God, this stuff is horrible when I'm watching them.
They definitely do. But Jay, great show tonight, as always.
Great show. It's an awesome show. And David Reynolds, the last comment before we leave, John. Cross is killing it. I'm MLW, and the crowd loves it. Hey, I love MLW too, my friend. That's where Jacob got his roots. That's where Alex Hammerstone got his roots. I love it. Hell, even Enzo.
Jay, final thoughts. Go ahead.
Final thoughts. I think we're just missing the biggest picture. If you guys missed the interview, my God, you missed it. It was one hell of a banger, including my computer just shutting off in the interview. But we had the greatest Steve Montana, three-time Hall of Famer. He will be inducted this July in the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. People, you could go watch his stuff. It's Google. It's freaking free. You put his name there and everything is going to pop up. I'm telling you, Jay does not lie. Jay tells the truth when he says this. And you can always get your tickets, John. You can always get them online. We had our good friend Luke Roberts basically said www.istlwhof.com. You can definitely get those tickets to watch if you're around the area. Please support my friend, the great actor, the SAG actor, Steve Montana. It's truly an honor to have you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you from New York or not, but it's going to be big because it is Damian Priest and Jay Priest together celebrating on the float of what's going to be the biggest party since the Knicks winning the whole championship. That's right, the Knicks are going to win. It's going to be Jay and Damian on the float, waving the Puerto Rican flag. We're going to rave it there. We're celebrating our independence. It's something you don't want to miss it. This Saturday is going to be in Spanish Harlem. We're going to have great food. John, as you go there, it's going to be great food, great drinks, great crowd, great vibe. You're going to get live, baby. You don't want to miss that. I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic week. We're going to have a good wrestling. Not wrestling tonight, folks. And Jay hates NXT, but it's always a pleasure to see my friend John here, and he's going to cut it off with his final thoughts. But all I got to say is, folks, let's go Knicks.
Exactly. Couldn't say better, guys. You actually can catch me back in Jersey again this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Good friend of the show, Joe Matthews, is running a Roddy Piper tribute show.
That's awesome, man.
Some of the people in action, from what I'm looking at on the poster here, include Eden Gray, Emily J, who we saw actually on Dynamite recently.
That's awesome.
Joey Conway will be there. Alex Ryman will be there. And the daughter of arguably one of the greatest heel wrestlers, the daughter of Roddy Piper, will be in the building. And as long as everything works internet-wise and all that stuff, Around the Ropes will not only just be there live to show our presence, but also we'll be providing commentary. So you don't want to miss that.
You had a busy weekend, my friend.
So you got that coming up, obviously. Hopefully the Knicks can pull this one off. And last night, just a distant memory. And like I said, if you missed our interview with Steve Montana, definitely go back and check it out.
Yes.
We got a lot of big stuff coming up from the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame. And we also have a lot of big guests coming up, as mentioned earlier, Mac Davis, Anthony Gandone. So you don't want to miss any of those interviews coming up the next couple of weeks.
No.
And so much more. But guys, for Jay, I'm John. This has been another episode of the Around the Ropes Radio Show.
Yeah.
Let's go Knicks, baby.
Go Knicks.
Next week.
Let's go Knicks.